Hi everybody, I'm probably Superman, and what we've got here is the first multiplayer battle that I am uploading to YouTube, and it's me as the Spanish against a guy called Ace, who is playing as the British over there. This is Syrian Ridge. As you can see, there's a big ridge in the middle, which is the namesake, and it was a pretty relaxed game. The only rules were no fixed artillery and no spamming riflemen. So my army consists of 3 units of carabineers, 3 units of light dragoons, 2 units of 6-pounder horse artillery, 2 units of 24-pounder foot artillery that have just moved, 2 units of these guys, cazadores, who have an obscenely high range. Everyone's moving about this, sorry. And a unit of frontiersmen that I will try and find, who are skirmishers but not quite as good as my cazadores. And then I have 3 units of line infantry and 1 unit of guardias de infanteria. And then I've got some heavy cavalry, I've got some guardias de corps, 2 units, and general's bodyguard. Now basically my goal was to get my dragoons and carabineers up around here and secure the ridge with my foot artillery along there, then gradually move my light infantry up and line infantry up a bit behind, and then finally get my foot artillery into place. Now my opponent went for an almost entirely infantry army. He has a unit of dragoons on each flank, then he has a whole row here of Coldstream guards, which is 4 units, and then he has 4 units of the Black Watch, and then he has some mixed light infantry. He's got a unit of Ferguson riflemen, a unit of green jackets, and I'm pretty sure he has another one somewhere that might be hidden, and then he's got his 2 units of dragoons. So you can see he doesn't make a move at all for the ridge. He's content to stand where he is. Now oddly enough, he doesn't have any artillery, so I go for the ridge and can't really believe my luck when I'm allowed to set my horse artillery up at will, just put it on shrapnel shot, and he doesn't have anything to stop me. I actually told my dragoons to get off their horses a lot too early, so we've just got some horses standing here that are a little bit in the way of my artillery, but it doesn't really affect them. And you can see just behind the carabineers and the dragoons and the horse artillery, we've got our frontiersmen, we've got our line infantry, and finally we've got our foot artillery just taking its time. He still hasn't moved, but I think he is just out of cannon range for horse artillery, so I believe I can hit his green jackets and his Ferguson riflemen, and I think I can actually hit his dragoons, but I can't touch his line infantry with my artillery, but I switched to shrapnel shot with these guys and just begin firing at will, really, because I've got the high ground, so I figure I'll pound him with artillery until he figures he's got to move up and attack me, and then I should have a big advantage. If he does make a move with his light infantry, I have my carabineers here, and they should be able to take any single unit of light infantry moving up. I've also got my own light infantry moving up there and all that, so they should be able to go toe to toe with his. What I was worried about was being sucked into the open plain fighting against his masses of elite line infantry, because I knew that they'd be, well, first off, they massively outnumbered me by he had double the amount of line infantry that I had in just numbers, and every single one of his line infantry was better than every single one of mine, apart from my guardias de infanteria, which were equal to his Coldstream guards or his Black Watch. Can't remember which one. So at this point my cannons are set up, and oh no, maybe he's not in range. Maybe I can't fire, I'm not sure. I don't think I could fire at this point. I needed him to move up a little bit. But my foot artillery does have slightly more range, so I was just thinking that's alright, I can wait for that. I can easily just send my we'll just wait a little bit and get my foot artillery up. That won't matter. But I think he does move some troops forward. Yeah, you can see there, he moves his Black Watch forward a little bit. And I believe this brings him into range. I moved my Carabiniers out here into a flank position, because what I thought he was going to do at this point was move his troops up, and that would mean that I could potentially come around the back with Carabiniers. You can see now they're in range, and he does have 3 units of light infantry, 2 units of Ferguson riflemen, and 1 unit of green jackets. So that is equal numbers to my light infantry, but I think they're slightly better because my frontiersmen don't have as good a range. My strength lies in my dragoons, my Carabiniers, and my cavalry. I'm not even sure, I think his general somewhere in his Coldstream Guards, also my artillery. I think, yeah, after that first volley, which is a round shot, I switched to shrapnel shot. Maybe I'll wait a little bit, because I realise round shot isn't doing much for me. So I think I call forth shrapnel shot, and my foot artillery is getting pretty close to the ridge now. And he still, I'm not sure what was going, I'm not sure what he was trying to do. I think he might have been thinking that I was going to come to him, which was fair enough, but probably I think maybe he wanted to use his superior line infantry on this big open space where they'd be really effective, because obviously attacking me here, there's 2 choke points which I can easily put my troops in and hold off his numerically superior forces. So maybe he wasn't going to go for that, but my cannons are letting rip at the moment, and he moves forward a little bit more. I was just kind of trying to tease him into an offensive here, just trying to encourage him to just go more and more forward, and then my artillery would do enough damage to hopefully convince him that he couldn't hold his position and he had to attack while he still had the men. The balance of power, obviously you can't see it here, but the balance of power was pretty much even for most of the game. I don't know how long this battle is in length, so I might have to skip this, but I'm going to triple speed for now. Okay, now I'm start firing on my shrapnel shot, and you can see immediately I kill 5 of his dragoons because they've moved up a little bit and they're now in range. And shrapnel shot, I'm in love with shrapnel shot. I wasn't quite sure how good it was before, you know, I'd never seen it work that fantastically, but just look at it there, look at the amount of casualties. It's got 7 dead in that unit, 12 dead in that unit, 8 dead in that unit, 7 dead in that unit, with about 4 cannonballs. And even though I missed the dragoons on that volley, they do get a serious beating throughout this match, because my artillery is absolutely what gives me a pretty crucial early advantage, because it means that he really has no choice, I suppose, but to go up, because otherwise my foot artillery, which is now firing, is giving him absolute hell with my shrapnel shot, and obviously he can't just sit there and take it because I won't run out of ammunition or anything. And there I take 7 off his green jackets, and there's 4 of them. I did tell my cannons to start targeting the light infantry because I knew that was what was really dangerous, and if I could take them out, then I'd leave my light infantry to be able to have, well, to be able to do massive amounts of damage, because I'd have all that extra range. Now he starts moving forward his light infantry, and I start moving my Carabiniers forward, because I figure, obviously I don't want them firing, and I want to try. I'm not too bothered about my Carabiniers getting killed or maimed or badly damaged, but I'm quite concerned about keeping my light infantry ready for when he throws his line infantry forward. You can see here 21 dragoons killed already, and you just look along his line, there are just patches of 7 or 8 bodies in little clumps where the shrapnel shot has hit, and my Carabiniers there are firing at his light infantry over there. go. And you can see they're wavering, and then I move forward my light dragoons to attack them. Again, the dragoons kind of saw them as expendable. I wasn't that bothered because they were cheap and there weren't that many of them, and they'd already served their primary purpose, which was to get me a really secure fire base on this hill where I could pound them with artillery. His green jackets are firing. Those guys are firing at my carabiniers. They actually killed quite a lot. Ferguson riflemen are very good. He moves his dragoons forward now because they've taken so many casualties. My cannons just keep firing, but now my foot artillery is well in range. He takes 5 more casualties there. So he's really having a hard time because of my cannons, which had a great game for me. Really great accuracy. Did so much for me to take out his light infantry and his dragoons. At this point, I think